let's see. Hello, hello, hello. Testing, testing. Okay. Just make sure that's on. That's on. Okay. Okay. Just make sure that's on. Wait and see if anyone joins the chat. Just seeing if anyone joins here today. All right. I mean, I guess we could go ahead and at least get started. Okay. I think this is on. Let's see. Just make sure. Okay. Yeah, I guess we'll go and get started. So welcome to another watch along through the Disney animation lineup. Next, we'll be doing the next film in their package film series, which is Melody Time, or as I like to call it, Make My Music Part 2, because that's essentially what this is, I guess you can call it. So, if you don't have a copy of this movie, you'll have to watch it on Disney Plus, I think, or you'll be like me. I found a copy on Daily Motion. So, let's see, the timer's already set. Let me just put these on. Okay. Hope everyone's ready. Ready, spaghetti. And three, 2, 1, go. Yeah, again, this is another film I don't think I've seen all the way through. I've seen at least some of the segments, so yeah, this be interesting to see the whole thing in one sitting. I just remember seeing it was on one of the Disney VHS I owned. They would play the previews for this film. It may have been the Peter Pan VHS I owned. Well, the special edition version of the VHS, that is. Ben Sharpstein, production supervisor. Guess he was one of the big names at Disney at the time. Once Upon a Winter Time. Okay, this one I have seen. Because I owned I owned this one Disney VHS tape that was like a Christmas like collaboration, a lot of like Christmas themed shorts, and this was one of the shorts they had. Man, I haven't seen this segment in a long time. It's because, like I said, I used to watch this along with the other like Disney holiday themed shorts. Don't know why these rabbits decide they want to join them, but yeah, it's a Disney cartoon logic, I guess. Yeah, I've never understood this part. What made the ladies get mad at their boyfriend so badly? I don't know. Maybe they're just very uptight. Who knows? Sometimes I don't understand young love, but then again, I never experienced it. So what do I know? Great, the ISIS able to think for itself. Yeah, yeah, dude, that's not doing anything for you, man. And of course, she fainted. That's why she fell in the water. Of course, up to the animals to save the day. Yeah, I'm sorry. Where do they have to have a waterfall that high? And now it's happily ever after for them. And I guess they eventually get married, if that photo's anything to go by. Yeah, it's a cute short. Bumble Boogie. Hmm. Yeah, I'm not sure if I've seen this one. I mean, I know about it. I just, and now the bee decides to destroy the flowers. Okay. You have to admit, the imagination that the animators must have had at the time was something. Some of that modern Disney seems to be lacking for the most part. Poor little guy just wanted to pawn his flowers and was just getting assaulted by this acid trip. That was something. The old settler Johnny Appleseed and Johnny's angel. Okay, Johnny Johnny Appleseed. I remember having to read that story back in elementary school. Paul Bunyan, John Henry, and David Crockett all would get Disney adaptations. In six, you mean 1806? Hmm. You have to admit the backgrounds to these shorts is pretty good. Like this one in particular. queersome. I did wouldn't expect an old class Disney to use terminology like that, but obviously this was a different time, so. Mhm. The Holy Bible. Yeah, probably should became better prepared, Johnny, if you're venturing out into the wilderness. Even the critters want to know Jesus. Wait, you saying the skunk ain't too bright? Well, Johnny does have some. Oh, hello. I see someone on the chat. Kind of pretty far into the film now. Yeah, I've heard Roger Allen's recently passed away. Quite the Disney legend. Even though he only ever directed one Disney film and only two other animated films after that, so it's. But yeah, it's sad to hear another Disney legend or animation legend in general pass away. Yeah, I'm not really crazy of the direction that a lot of companies are in with AI. Like it just replace the jobs of countless of animators. It's not in favor of that. Not to mention, how many movies have we had that showed the dangers of using AI? Just saying. I mean, even Spielberg directed a movie called AI. So regarding Heroes of Villains, I don't know. It just depends on how everything goes. It's life's just been very busy, and I hope to get back to it soon. I mean, just things just been very busy. That's all. Them country folks sure love their Apple. Well, everything, I guess. Yeah, I guess this was Donald's third appearance after Saludos Amigos and the Three Caballeros. I mean, I haven't gotten to there yet. We're still in the Johnny Appleseed segment. Yeah, I mean, say what you will about the package films. Like a lot of people say, these are some of the worst films of the Disney animation lineup. And okay, maybe they're not some of the better films, but I don't know. There's some charm to them. It's like these shorts. It's just giving the animators a chance to show their skills. And we have a dead body on screen. That's something you won't see in a modern Disney film. You're short apple trees in heaven? That sounds unlikely. Is Pooh's Adventures trippy? Are you talking about those Pooh's Adventures videos people used to do back in the day on YouTube? Because yeah, that was a very strange trend back in the day. I don't remember the SpongeBob Friends Adventures. That must have been a smaller thing in comparison. I don't know. I don't remember. That's it. Little Toot, the little tugboat. If you're lucky or not in the world of tugs, yeah, a long time ago, 2009 and 10. Yeah, yeah, that was a long time ago. Okay then. Oh boy. I mean, I guess if you count Fantasia as a package film, I guess. I mean, but I think Fantasia is something above like these other, these ones. I mean, Fantasia was more of an kind of an art house type film, you could say, whereas these ones just feel like a collab of silly symphony shorts. Yeah, it's not gonna work, little guy. Okay, I don't know how we managed that to happen. And yeah, I've never seen either Magical Roundabout films. I mean, either one just looks awful. I mean, I've seen The Wild. I remember seeing that in theaters when it first came out, and yeah, looking back, that film was pretty bad. Felt like it was trying to be Madagascar in a way, which is ironic. We considered, the whole rivalry between Disney and DreamWorks. I mean, I'll be honest, Dinosaur I've always had kind of a soft spot for. I mean, I remember loving it as a kid. And looking back, I mean, okay, sure, it's not special, but I kind of a soft spot. So, I mean, we'll talk more about that when we get to that film eventually. Poor little guy can't catch a break. Yes, Melody Time is their 10th film in their lineup, in their animation lineup, that is, which means we still have 54 more of their animated films to go through, at least in terms by their studio. Hopefully, by the time we're caught up to Moana 2, Zootopia 2 will be out on Blu-ray, so we could do that. Yeah, no, we're not doing the UK list. We're only going by the America, the more mainstream list. So the little boat that could. Yes, that's fair. It's how most people prefer to do it. Yeah, right. That's what I just said. Like the little boat that could. Yeah, was not impressed with The Good Dinosaur, but to be fair, that movie went through a really rough production history, so it could just be that. Yeah, talk about two styles that just did not fit well, which is weird because I feel like the whole having characters with a cartoonish look with realistic backgrounds, I feel it works better in 2D animation than 3D animation. I mean, look at Over the Garden Wall. It's yeah, I'm gonna say it. I mean, say what you will about both films. They may not be the stronger films in their animation lineups, but I think I prefer Disney's Dinosaur over The Good Dinosaur. It's just I don't know. I just preferred the story more. I appreciate how it had a more realistic, style to it compared to The Good Dinosaur. At least it wasn't afraid to be brutal. So I guess now we're watching this segment that feels like leftovers from Bambi. I guess I don't know. Yeah, that or the. I'm just saying. I mean, like I get that Dinosaur and The Good Dinosaur taking are two different tones of films, but even then, like I don't know. It's just I still didn't care about The Good Dinosaur mostly because, well, for one, it couldn't decide what lane it wanted. Did it want to be have a darker tone or did it want a more lighthearted tone? Because it felt like the tones just didn't match very well. Disney animators must have really loved to animate nature since a lot of their old films involve nature. The Good Dinosaur is Pixar, but it tends to feel like an Illumination film, though. At least I think it does. Maybe not as bad as many of Illumination's movies, but it comes pretty close. The Samba. Yeah, we see the turn of Donald and Jose. I never gave my opinion on Smurfs: The Lost Village. I mean, to be fair, I'd never seen that movie, so I just heard not the best things. I mean, they say it's better than the live action films, but and the Eric Wan Bird. Yeah, long before Rio would use this song, but I guess it's a common music number for the you know Rionians, people native to Rio. Couldn't think of the word at the moment. I think it wouldn't be until the mid, like, I don't know about 2005, but I know later on, like I want to say 2007 or 8 is when I started to watch get more into YouTube. I mean, obviously it wouldn't be 2011 until I have my channel, but I do remember a lot of the old YouTube stuff. Like I remember some buddies of mine, we would get together just whenever we hang out, we just watch random like videos on YouTube, like those steak videos on crack or those Lego videos or just a bunch of random stuff. I mean, it was YouTube was a whole different thing back then compared to what it is now. For better or for worse, that all depends on how you look at it. That's a shame. Like, I mean, I haven't been to Disney World or Land, whichever it is in Florida, in a long time. I remember the dinosaur theme one. I remember, even though it did kind of scare me as a kid, I remember it being really good. But I mean, I guess, but that's in travel to Americans. Yeah, it's sad that they have to replace some of their attractions for other things, like what they did to Splash Mountain. But that's to be expected. Doesn't everyone? Is that what everyone wants? Everyone wants money. Which, I mean, yeah, I know we all need to make money, but it's just the way Disney goes about it, or just a lot of corporations. Yeah, it's kind of funny how that works. How a lot of like shows like South Park and other parodies of Disney seem to come true nowadays. How it's all about the money now and not about creativity. I mean, every now and then they put out something good and creative, but it seems to be rare now. Like Zootopia 2 was surprisingly good. Like after three duds in a row, it's good to see them make another good animated film. Okay, then that happened. Roy Rogers. Ah, yes, Pecos Bill. If I remember correctly, this is the last segment of the film. Like I said, I've only seen like a handful of this movie, so I was never a big YouTube poop guy, but from the ones I've seen, I remember them being pretty funny. Uh, yeah, Ice Age was a pretty solid film. It's been a while since I've seen that movie, but I remember being pretty good. Probably one of the better Blue Sky movies. Probably should not have made so many sequels. I mean, I felt they should have stopped after the third film at least. And yet they're making another one apparently, even though Blue Sky is dead and now Disney owns their rights. Yeah, once again, because South Park Mickey just wants to buy the rights to everything. It's insane. Like I don't know. Whenever I try to associate Disney, I don't usually want to associate them with the likes of Marvel or Star Wars. Yeah, I know they own them now, but it just I just feel like they have nothing to do with the image of Disney. I mean, I might get at least the first Ice Age on Blu-ray. I mean, maybe two and three because I have a soft spot for two and three. We'll see. Anyway, it's time to cut live action. 2002. I don't remember much from that year. I mean, it was a pretty good year for. It was a good year for movies. I mean, you had Lord of the Rings: The Two Towers, The Pianist, Punch Drunk Love, City of God. In terms of animated films, you had Lilo and Stitch, Treasure Planet, Spirits Down the Cimarron, Ice Age, The Cat Returns. Yeah, Return to Neverland. Probably one of the better Disney sequels. I mean, still nothing perfect, but compared to what they made during that era. It was definitely one of the better ones. Certainly better than the Peter Pan live action remake they did a couple years ago. Yeah, if we're going by live action Peter Pan movies, I'd say Peter Pan 2003 is definitely one of the better ones. I mean, that film feels more like a live action remake to the Disney film than what Disney would later on do. I know a lot of people love Hook, and I remember that movie being okay, but I always preferred the 2003 Peter Pan film. Heck, I think I'd rather watch Pan, that film from 2015 that wasn't very good, but at least that one, from what I've seen, was kind of so bad it was funny. 16 kids, huh? Jeez. Okay. Yeah, I guess. I mean, I don't know what started the whole YouTube crossover thing. I mean, I don't know if Disney versus non Disney films really started it, but it kind of sort of kick started the era of those types of crossover series. So Little Pig Bill was raided by coyotes, huh? Sounds about right. Okay, yeah, I guess this was one of Disney's earliest westerns, technically speaking, which they didn't do that often. Which is a shame. Then again, there really aren't that many animated western films, are there? I mean, Rango, Five of Those West, Spirits of the Cimarron, Home on the Range, I guess. Then the vultures from Snow White. I don't have any plans to include Looney Tunes Heroes of Villains, but never say never, I guess. We'll see. I already have so much planned for the series. Probably not Woody Woodpecker. Honestly, when it comes to these classic cartoons, I don't know. It all depends. Yeah, it's pretty limited. I mean, I already have a lot planned, but it just depends on how well I can how well I can use them in the series, and trying to balance out Disney and non-Disney. It's which isn't easy since there's obviously way more non-Disney properties than Disney. Yeah, shoot a tornado like that's how that works, buddy. California. Oh, jeez. Those vultures don't seem to learn. You clearly weren't around when Pagos beat up your buddies. Yeah, I never saw the little polar bear. I remember reading the book. I just never seen the movie. I mean, I've heard the movie's okay, but I'll think about it. It just depends on what I think of the movie. Yeah, I keep forgetting there was a sequel. Well, Bison, but Slewfoot Sue, female woman. That sounds like a double redundancy. I don't know. Kind of not a specific thing to say, but considering there aren't that many bison in Disney films, but other than this and Home on the Range, but whatever. Yeah, yeah, I'm aware there's different versions of Walk with Dinosaurs because originally I saw the American version they did, and until before later I would watch the superior British version. Never saw the German version. Widowmaker's not having it. Maybe I'll think about it. I just got a lot on my plate right now, so especially now that they just recently announced the Oscar nominees for this year, and I'm going to try to catch up on those movies if I can. So basically, she's dead then. I still need to watch K-pop Demon Hunters, especially since it is one of the nominees for Best Animated Picture. So Yeah, I still need to watch the movie myself before I judge if I consider best animated feature. Because to be fair, 2025 did give us quite a few good animated films like Ninja 2 and Demon Slayer Infinity Castle. Zootopia 2 is pretty good. Um, I still haven't watched Arco or Little Amelie. The two French animated films are being nominated. I heard 100 Meters is supposed to be good. I know it's on Netflix, so I'll have to check it out. The end. Okay. So that concludes Melody Time. It's an okay film all around. Like I said, I get why people call these some of the weaker films of the Disney animation lineup, but I find them to be all right in general. But yeah, I hope you all enjoyed this watch along. For those who did stick around and watch, I'll probably do another one soon, later today. Don't know when. I know up next is our next Shyamalan movie, so that'll be later. Maybe I'll do it in a few hours. Who knows? Yes, the next Disney film will be Ichabod and Mr. Toad. That'll be our last of the package films, so at least of that era. Yeah, I hope y'all enjoy this, and I'll catch y'all in the next watch along. So, see y'all then.